Many blessings and welcome to your wish fulfilled. Today is January 1st. It's the morning, and it's a wonderful time to consider the wonders of life, the joy of life, the potential, the mysteries, the possibilities. Today, I'd love to share with you a little easy practice, something you can do to have more fun, more magic, more wonders, more abundance in this coming year. And you can listen to this anytime you want and go back to it. This isn't something we can only do once a year. Some people, they like set intentions on the new year and then that's it, right? And then they forget about it for the whole year. That's not the ideal situation. We want to be doing these things again and again, because not only does it feel good, it also reorients our life, our decisions, our capacity to get things done, what we eat, who we spend time with, what we watch, what we don't watch. Everything is affected by our intentions. And in order to really go deeper with this, it's very useful to do a little practice before you even try and think about anything, to reset your consciousness, to reset your expectations and underlying awareness of who you are and what life is about. Because we have built-in assumptions about the purpose of our life and what's possible based on the past, based on things we've learned. But there is more, there's so much more for all of us that is beyond our radar of awareness. If you imagine a radar, right? You've seen movies of radars and they see different planes moving and they can see things on the radar, right? So they can see what's happening within their radar. But there are things outside of the radar on the edges, right, that they can't detect. They are off the radar. And many things in our life are off the radar. We actually don't know what we don't know. Think about that. You don't know what you don't know. So there are all sorts of things that exist, all sorts of possible realities and alternative lives that exist for you that you don't know about right now. But you will know about them if you start to expand into the unknown. Simply knowing that there is the unknown gives us a sneak peek, a little way of looking around corners a little bit into the unknown. So you're accepting the fact that there is something new and different and better beyond anything you're aware of. And just being in that consciousness expands the size of the radar. And it allows you to be open and receptive to these fascinating things. Because if we do this, we open into a whole new reality. If we don't do this, then we are literally just recreating whatever we are consciously aware of. And that's why many people don't change very much and they don't do anything different, because they're stuck in that limited pattern. So, how do we expand the radar and go bigger? One of the best ways is a wonderful meditation practice that I do fairly frequently, where you leave the consciousness of your life, and not only your life, the whole world behind you, and go into the unlimited. Right, this is a very powerful practice. So we'll just do a couple rounds. I'll share how it works and we can do it together just for a few moments. So you can close your eyes if you want. You can keep them open, actually, it doesn't matter. And just become aware of whatever you're experiencing around you. So you're having an experience, you're aware of your body. There are certain physical things, sounds, tastes, colors, temperature. And now imagine you float up out of your limited form of the body. The consciousness that you are goes beyond the body, go up, as if you're flying up in a balloon or in a plane. You're going up, up, up. And you're looking down on the earth, looking down as if you get higher and higher, everything gets smaller and smaller. And you're very relaxed. You're just experiencing this as a thought experiment. You're just going beyond. You know what it looks like to see the earth from space. And just going up, up, up into the light. Go beyond the stars, go beyond the sun. And keep going until you reach the edge of the universe. You can move faster than the speed of light. And you can reach the edge of the universe, the known universe. And what is on the other side of that edge? As you go through the bubble, the edge, on the other side is a different dimension, a dimension of constant peace and spiritual power, a world of infinite light, a never ending light. Just allow yourself to rest in this beautiful sunset of pure light, pure peace, complete freedom. Outside of time and space, absolute quiet silence. And when you want, just bring your attention back through into the universe and then all the way back down onto the planet, into the body. Here we are. Welcome back. Way. Right. This is such a powerful practice. You can do this again and again. I recommend doing this, 100 times a day. Just go beyond, come back. It doesn't have to take long, but you feel such a profound relief when you do this a lot. And it gets us unstuck. From limited thinking and makes us aware that we are pure consciousness temporarily here. And this is all a projection of our consciousness. This is a vast field of potential, that we are experiencing moment by moment. And so if you do that practice every day, again and again, it will completely change your life, change your year. That might be the best thing you could do the whole year, right? It's just come into that awakening awareness, that higher consciousness again and again and again. Because it takes the edge off of everything and it makes life fascinating. Even tedious things seem interesting from the perspective that we are eternal beings here temporarily. So enjoy going beyond, coming back, going beyond. I have lots of meditations that are based on this practice, but you can do it on your own whenever you want. Just go beyond. You can even lift your finger up. Just look at one of your fingers, lift it up, and imagine going beyond. And then bring it down. You come back, and go beyond into the light, and come back. Go beyond and come back. And the more you do it, the easier life feels. This is called spiritual awakening. So, this is a new year, and you can listen to this at any time of year. It's very useful in the new year to write yourself a story, a letter from the future. A letter from the future. Because another fascinating thing about life in the universe is that the future exists already. Past, present, and future all exist now. We just don't experience it all at once because it would be too much. So the future, whatever has happened this year, has already happened. So the next 12 months are already done. We seem to have free will, and we live as if we have free will, and it's good to, in our mind, think we have free will, actually, because then you think, what can I do? What choice am I going to make? And the paradox is that ultimately that choice has already been made by you. This isn't some restrictive thing. You're the creator of this yourself. You have a pre-written part. And even the things that we are interested in doing, why do they arise within our consciousness? Because the future is there, and that's why we have thoughts to do things. So a powerful practice, we can get into the metaphysics of this another time, but this is New Year. So a powerful practice is to imagine going into a year's time, whatever the day is that you're listening to this, imagine being a year ahead. And you have experienced various things in the last year. So you imagine you jump ahead, just do it now in your consciousness. You can imagine getting in a time machine, if you like. Get in the time machine, you press exactly 12 months, press the button, and you come out. And where are you? What are you doing? And what has changed over the last 12 months? So you can write yourself here a letter from there. This is much more powerful than usual. I'm writing intentions for the year. This year, I want to lose weight. I want to do this. That's what everyone does. This is not very inspiring. This is realizing you're an eternal being. You've got it all inside of you. You're jumping into the future, and you're imagining being there, being aware of being there, and writing down. This was a fascinating year because ... I finally did this. I took care of this. I changed this. I was just doing that this morning myself. I'm nearly done. It took a lot longer than I expected. It's worth taking the time, though, to write down what do you want to experience to be different, because the reason you want it to happen is because it has happened or it's moving in that direction. It's very useful to remember your pure intentions, your real desires are there because they exist, right? Not everything we think about is destined, because some things are superficial and not really grounded. But some things are grounded and real, and they already exist, and that's why we're thinking about them and wanting them, because that inspiration to achieve something inspires us to do something, and we're doing it because it's already done. So tune into this. What you can do, get a pen and paper. Don't need to do this now, do it later after we've finished this lovely session. You can start by writing down what you want in your life, just if you want to make it easier. Imagine you just go ahead into a year and just say, this is what I would love to have happened in a year. And just write it all down as like basic bullet points. I want to have this change in my life. I want to feel this way. Think about how you feel, what is different, who you spend time with, what things have physically changed in your space. Are you living in the same place? Are you living in a new place? Is the furniture the same? Have you chucked anything out? Have you upgraded things? What projects have you done? What's your bank account looking like? How is your health? Right? And what have you been actually doing with your time? And what have you stopped doing? Right? One thing I personally realized this morning, just writing this down, is that it would benefit me to journal more often than I usually do. I do journaling, but not as much. I could just feel the power that would come from just clearing my mind in that particular way every day for extended periods. So I'm going to buy a bunch of journals and some extra pens. I have lots of fabulous pens that I like. And, you know, if we want to get something new, we normally have to give up something old, because there's only so much time and energy and space in our day, in our life. There's an expression: establishment, destruction, sustenance. These are the three forms of creation, right? First is establishment of something new, then is destruction of something old, and then is sustenance of what was established. Like, for example, let's say there is a house that you want to build, but there's already a house there. One of my clients, for example, she was telling me she's got a house that she rents, and she's got the plans, the blueprint, the establishment in consciousness to build another house there, right? So how can she have two houses on the same piece of land? She can't. She has to destroy the old house, right? So she's established the plans, she's got it all down. Then in come the the destruction crew who come and knock the thing down, right? They have to bash it down and rip it all out and pull it all away. And then they can sustain the house and make it, build it, and then look after it. If you want to have a new habit, so you have the intention, the inspiration for the habit, then you have to destroy the old habit, because it's like if I say I'm going to have um, more protein, right, and less sugars, I can't have more protein and also have less sugars and also eat more sugars. Do you see what I mean? So we normally think we can continue the old stuff whilst adding the new thing in, but it doesn't work that way. In reality, it doesn't work that way. If you want to have a new group of friends, then you need to have not have the old group of friends or reduce the time with them. This is one of those unspoken realities of life that typically we ignore. We just think, "Oh, I want this new thing. Let me just add more and more and more and more and more to my life," right? But there's a limit of how much we can add to our life, isn't there? There's a limit to how much stuff we can have. There's a limit to how much things fit in the cupboards, right? You can keep buying more and more storage units and get bigger and bigger houses, but there's always limits. There's a limit to how much time we have, how much attention we can give. So a new thing requires the ending of an old thing, and then you can sustain it in the future. It's a very deep thing to consider. So even a project, like I'll give a practical example. I've been working on a lot of tedious. I love it. I love it. I'm trying, but things a little bit technical, email systems and like online systems. Right, last few months, I've had to destroy and get rid of and delete larger numbers of things in order to create something new. I tried to create the new thing, but it was such a mess that it had to be destroyed first and then created again. And this is just something that happens multiple times in our life. So let's recap where we're at. So you go beyond and come back, go beyond and come back, because then you realize it's all game and you're a spiritual being, right? Then you get in your time machine and you go into the future and you write a letter to yourself. This is what I'd love to experience this year. This is how I'd love to feel. This is what I'd love to be doing or have been doing. This is what I'm grateful for. This is the things that have changed. These are the new habits that I developed. Just expand into that bigger self beyond the radar. Because you can recreate yourself. You can become a different person. Like you can destroy certain things in your life and create new things. I mean, this is a natural way of life, isn't it? Things grow and then there's something ends and then it grows again. Like if you think about the trees, I'm looking outside. They drop all these acorns. I've got all these pine trees. They drop all the acorns and the different things, some of them grow, some of them don't, and then they grow up, and then the old tree at some point dies, and there can be fires. But then new things grow. So this is how it works. There's a continuous process of birth and death. So this year, what is going to end and what is going to be new? And remember, the future is already there, and you're getting clues from it when you think about what you want. And you can feel whether it's true by the amount of energy that comes from it. Like, is it grounded in reality, or is it just a fantasy delusion, right? Some things actually are genuinely going to happen in 1 year's time. And some things are not going to happen at all, right? So align with your higher self and be open to having a new identity about who you are now, because as you change your identity, as you think of yourself as a different kind of person who now has and does different things, then your feeling of comfort around doing new things increases, and those new behaviors seem natural. So you're jumping ahead. Just, there's a course called quantum jumping, and I like the concept of it, that you can quantum jump. You can jump into this future version of you all of a sudden. And that future self has the answers that you need and has the wisdom. So you're going to write a letter from your future self. It's going to write the letter back here and say, it was a great year because this happened and I did this and I learned this and I changed this and this old thing that I used to do, I don't do that anymore. I'm so happy about it. Why didn't I do that earlier? It was all perfect. And you write down all the things that are wonderful and inspirational about the year. And then you can reread that often. This is like an advanced vision board manifestation practice. So we're going to dive into this and experience the power. I highly recommend you take at least an hour, just go at least half an hour if you can't do that. But the longer you give it, I was probably in this experience this morning for 2 hours. I don't know. Time went quicker than I thought. So give yourself some space. You could do it over multiple days if you want. But make sure you're nice and comfortable, nice and warm, have your tea or whatever you feel good about. Put some music on if you like, and just go into that visionary awareness. It was wonderful. This happened. I'm so happy about it. This thing happened. Just receive it, receive it, receive it. Open yourself to something new and different. There's wonderful energy coming from the future back here. And then once you've written it, you can always edit it. You can always update it. I recommend doing it on pen and paper rather than writing it on the computer. But if you can do whatever you want, and then you can rewrite it and you can refine it. This is something that is so powerful that it's worth putting hours of time into and rewriting it, because the more you get into these visions, the more vivid it is, the more it affects your subconscious and the more things start to manifest. So as you write, it's useful to imagine like you're writing a fiction book with the details. I'm waking up in a comfortable, soft, warm bed, and the light is streaming in through the windows onto my face, creating a beautiful golden glow in my heart. Right? I'm just making this up. So you want to put details in there. I wake up and I feel a natural joy in my heart, and I can't help humming a little song because I'm happy to be alive, right? As I sit down with my warm cup of tea, which is my favorite tea, and I put my hands around it, I feel so grateful to be alive, right? So just put some soul into it, and just be like, yeah, this is beautiful. And today is an exceptional day, and I'm so excited that I get to do these things. So you want to make it vivid. I'm so grateful that I put in the work and fixed this thing in my life that was annoying me for a long time. And now it's done, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. And it's such a relief, and I'm so grateful all the time. Yes, 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 right? So take the time to get into this and enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Happy, happy new year. Happy, beautiful life. Feel free to come back to this session any time of the year. Sending you lots of love and many blessings.